The ability to be able to get better in your investments, the ability to make sound decisions that you can repeat over and over through time. It's not when it's up, it's when it's down. Again, experience, skills, knowledge, better decision making. It's shaped when it's in a bear market, not when the bull market and whatever you buy keeps on going up without a lot of analysis. Hey guys, so this is something that has been very interesting ever since I started out in this whole journey of investing. For me, people always ask the question, what's the best stocks to buy if you're just starting out, you're a newbie? And when I say a newbie, it doesn't matter if you have a large amount of money that you want to invest or a small amount of money that you want to invest, but basically you're trying to get your feet wet. Please do note that my entire journey also may be different from you guys, but what's interesting from where we are today was that when I started, it was very close to the 2008 crash, the 2008 recession, and I was learning also on the fly in the midst of crisis. Fast forward to where we are today, 14 plus years, 15 plus years from the time I started investing also, we are in the midst of another crisis. It may be a different shape, it may be a different form, but we are in a crisis, and I do believe that the best skills, experiences, and knowledge is gained when the market is down, not when it's up. It feels good when the market is up. It feels good when your assets are going up, but really, the ability to be able to get better in your investments, the ability to make sound decisions that you can repeat over and over through time. It's not when it's up, it's when it's down. Again, experience, skills, knowledge, better decision making. It's shaped when it's in a bear market, not when the bull market and whatever you buy keeps on going up without a lot of analysis. So the biggest pitfall of a lot of people who are starting to invest for the first time is that they fall in love with trying to buy the ones that are drastically cheap, the ones that are below $1 or 1 peso if you're from the Philippines, the ones that they actually think that has the ability to actually go 10x or 20x or 30x if they buy it very low. So please do remember this. It doesn't mean that it's low. It doesn't mean that it's battered. It doesn't mean that it's at $1 or 1 peso that it will give you a very large upside. Since you're investing in the stock market, it's not much a speculative game versus the crypto market. Crypto has more speculation than stocks because when you're into the stock market, there's a lot of things that you could actually look at. Assets, liabilities, earnings, who the CEO is, who their competitor is, how they're actually getting market share. So there's a lot of ways for you to be able to see what the value of the companies were today and what they could possibly be also in the future. What I'm saying is projections could be made. There's a chance that you could make wiser and saner decisions, that it's not purely based on just how you speculate. And the top mistakes of a lot of people who are new is they fall into the trap of, I'll just buy this because it's low. Again, please remember this, that low does not mean cheap. Stock could be low, but it doesn't mean that it's actually cheap. Cheap focuses on valuations. Cheap focuses on fundamentals. I want to say this to those who are starting out. If you're new and you don't actually know yet what to buy, how to get into a position, you still lack the ability to nitpick companies, then to make it super simple, just go with the big ones first. The ones that you have seen track records already over the past decades that they have performed very well. Up until now, they're still standing. That would be a very good way for you to start pick what stocks you're supposed to buy because you already have seen staying power among those companies. One of the easiest ways also to do it is to look at the conglomerates. Look at companies that have a basket of subsidiaries that are very big also. And it somehow simplifies it because it allows you already to be diversified. But not just diversified, you get to have exposure in holdings also of there are other brands and companies that are relatively big also, and it lessens the guesswork. So one argument also that you could look at also if you're trying to invest in individual stocks is those holding companies, those conglomerates. What makes them very interesting is this. It's instant diversification in a way because, especially if you're analyzing the Philippine market, in my opinion, it's quite predictable because there are just a few stocks, there are just a few companies to look at. The ones that have been very resilient over the past decades, I think there are very few. Try to look at certain companies from Ayala Corporation. If you try to structure the companies that are below them, BPI, one of the largest, most respected and oldest banks in the Philippines. Globe Telecom, the largest telecom network in the Philippines. Mobile, data, broadband. Then they also have Mint/Gcash in their helm. Then they also have Ayala Land, the largest property developer in the Philippines, with exposure to buildings, offices, commercial centers, houses, which hits different tiers from Amaya, Avida, Alveo, Ayala Land Premier, and so much more. And they also have staying power. They're venturing into different aspects also that could generate them money, from AC energy, which in my opinion, I'm a big fan of renewable energy. For those who have been watching me for quite some time, you know that I love renewable energy because that's where everything is going. Then you also have Ayala Land Logistics. So that's what I'm saying, that there are certain companies, holding companies that are already big, that have been there for quite some time, that it doesn't mean that they're gonna go up forever. It doesn't mean that they're not gonna go down. It doesn't mean that also that while the economy is not as good as where it was before, there will be times that they're not gonna go anywhere. But one thing's for sure, and one thing that's interesting, is that good companies survive. And if you look at it also, you have JG Summit, which has Robinson's Retail Holdings, Cebu Pacific, Robinson's Land. They're also into banking. They also have Universal Robina Corporation. And if you segment it further, try to analyze it further, SM also is into that space. BDO is one of the largest banks in the country, that they have the largest malls in the country. They also have a large exposure in terms of residential development. They also have China Bank. So if you're starting out, why would you risk your money into things that you don't know yet? If you notice what's going on, great companies know how to pivot. Great companies know what to do when times are scary. And if you look at Jollibee, and I've said this in previous videos, when the pandemics hit, they closed down stores that weren't needed. They focused on e-commerce. They're also building more stores abroad because from a COVID perspective, there's more recovery and opening of the economy in other countries, especially in Europe, especially in North America, was relatively faster. And it feels that for those who are watching this that are from Western shores, or if you've traveled already to Europe or North America over the past few months, you've noticed it that what we're experiencing right now, that opening of the economy, no more masks, they've been doing that for so many months already. For those who watched the NBA Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, and that was June 2021, people were already in packed stadiums that were closed with 20 plus thousand people there without them wearing masks already. You can go for the ones that you know. You can go for the companies that have been there over a period of time. And every time you get tempted to try to go for companies that you don't know as much, but you're just tempted to make money, please do remember this. Don't just focus on how much you make money when you are investing. Focus on building the knowledge first, because when you build the knowledge first, the money will come. Growing wealth over the long term that's sustainable is based on what you bring to the table, what experience, skills, and knowledge you actually have. Because if you get the money first without the knowledge, how does that become sustainable? How can you repeat that? How can you maintain that? How can you sustain that? How can you preserve that? And how can you make that grow? When you have the knowledge, when you know what you're doing, it's easier to multiply already what you have. So, to put this to a close, you're new, buy the larger companies, buy the conglomerates, buy the ones that have stood the test of time, buy the ones that have a large exposure, buy the ones that will help you be diversified, buy the ones also that even if you're not an expert, at least there are companies that you know, that you've seen, that have been a very, very large part of this economy. If you want to know more about stocks, hundreds of videos, thousands of videos down below, 5 books that I've written, check it out, it's available online. We also have a ton of seminars and webinars that you could also watch, time stocks, or learn the basics of investments from our Investment 101 courses. And if you made it this far, appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe, and smash the bell to get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. So that's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.